I was gonna say it's 7:30.
Betsy was offended at 12:30 in the morning. He was texting her. You're not alone. I get the same thing. She goes, well, are you sleeping? I said, I'm trying.
What was the date on that one?
The 16th.
Okay.
Is that the viewing?
No, that's the public hearing. I'm gonna miss that. My wife is taking me out for my birthday. My birthday is actually on the county board meeting day.
That means you bring treats.
That's right.
Isn't that? isn't that-
Everybody already said he's not gonna
Here's
make
why I
it,
sure
so-
doesn't get missed,
Oh, they
'cause I
can
put it
still
with my
send.
notes.
Right,
so I have to
there you
say
go.
Plenty
it.
of places. to celebrate,
There you go.
You know, just like grade school.
Yeah.
Morning. Morning, Jim.
Where's she gonna take you out to?
How are you today?
We're going to the Mannheim Steamroller concert.
Oh.
Hmm.
La-ti-da.
Bought tickets, 6 months ago.
Hmm.
They're good.
I had to turn down, I had a friend of mine who's disabled, who needed someone to take him down to Madison to see Keith Urban last night. When he goes to these events, he meets the people because it's Brian Smith.
Oh.
He got a hold of me and he's like, I know it's last minute, but I was like, I gotta get up early in the morning. I don't really, and I said, and on top of that, I said, having my niece here, I said, I'd really love to go, but
room?
I
Brian,
said, if you
yeah.
if you
Can I ask a
totally
question?
can't find somebody else,
Before-
get a hold of me, but.
So the storage in Black Wolf, I know that ours
So
is
if you
limited
take
as
them
far as
down
what
there,
we're
do you get to
voting
see
on.
the show?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's got extra ticket.
what's
Yeah,
his
so
name?
I'm
I
driving
can't
him
remember
down
the
there
zoning
and
guy over
getting
there.
it in, plus he
But-
always
and
gets.
Black
Oh,
Wolf.
that's
because
pretty
he's-
But
nice.
would they
he's
have
permanently
done
bound to a
due
wheelchair,
diligence
so
to
he
check
But it
with
always
was
all the
last
neighbors
minute,
and
so
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, he got a
Um,
hold of me at about
As far as what?
As far as approving,
3
you
in
know,
the
that
afternoon. He said, I
approving
know this is really last minute.
how
I
it would
said,
affect the
"Nah,
neighbors.
Thanks for
I
thinking of
have
me.
no idea what's on it.
Okay. Tom Verstegen, I'm sure did a good job on it. He's the one that's over there.
Yeah,
Not a
Yeah.
huge country guy.
yeah.
So it wasn't as hard to say no.
You
You know, it wasn't like. It wasn't
they
like
would
if
have
he would've
gotten
got a hold of me and
notice,
said,
though,
"I'm going to see
um,
Billy Joel
Okay,
and,
that's,
I'm on it.
Stevie Nicks, you know, because they're touring now.
Billy Joel was in Appleton. If I would have known that, I missed that totally. I would have.
Thank you.
He's a good performer. What?
get that yard work done. Somebody had asked me, that's all why I asked, you know, the other day at the board meeting, another supervisor had asked me if,
Yeah, they get notified.
You
yeah,
know, I saw him.
You
come
should
in, I
have
said,
invited
what
him
they
just to
do,
stay.
look at your calendar. We
Yeah,
had a
that's fine.
cemetery tour and he calls me on Sunday, He said, did you have the tour? I go, yeah, where were you? I was doing yard work. I forgot all about it. I go, you made a big deal about being there. Could I have a private tour on your time? I go, I don't have time to take you on a private tour, but I will.
She said $50 an hour.
I did yard work in the dark last night. What the heck? Be out till 9 o'clock. Turn the lights on and mulch. Get some
And there's a
neighbors
bill
all
sitting in the
going.
house for us to stay on daylight savings all the time. Past the Senate, it's just sitting in the house. No one wants to take it up because they don't want to be accused of wasting time with more important things on the table.
Until after election.
Which is after the clocks change.
Yeah,
Right.
Right, I guess we will call this meeting of the Plan and Zone Committee to order. And let's see. And do we have anybody on Zoom just before we go on, just to make sure? Okay. Not that we have to allow them to speak. I just want to make sure that they can hear us because we've had those issues before. Okay, let's see. Aren't we supposed to have something on here for passing or approving minutes? Just thought of
That's at a
that.
planning meeting. We don't have the planning.
Oh, we don't,
I have
okay,
the
that's at the planning meeting, okay. See, I get my two confused on a Friday, so. All right, we'll go to item number 1, Green Meadow Enterprises LLC, 4304 County Road N, Town of Nakai, conditional use permit.
Staff report is as follows. Chapter 23 is the applicable ordinance. County findings are as follows. 1, Town of Nakai had no response. 2, there were no objections. 3, proposed use is compatible with adjacent uses. The recommendation is for approval with conditions. Conditions, town, none. County conditions, 1, All necessary permits shall be issued prior to any construction. 2, any lighting shall be shielded or constructed in a manner that no light shine at or on neighboring properties. 3, the Winnebago County Planning and Zoning Committee shall review this conditional use permit 12 months after date of approval.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any comments or discussion on this? Tom looks like he's in deep thought. That's why I'm just holding on here.
I was still thinking about all these other dates. No, I just don't know why we're going out to look at these other than to make sure that they're following our recommendations, I guess. We're going back and looking at these places and I don't know as if we'd have to. All these storage places. That's just my only thought and maybe Brian could
The
answer.
reason we did that is because we were doing reviews of certain conditional use permits and not all of them. And this committee agreed that that was too subjective, so we should do it to all of them. If after that year review, you feel there's no need to go out, you can amend that condition. That's why we got where we are.
That is very good to know.
Is that something that we're able to change?
You can amend it now, or you can wait and do the year review and then amend it.
I think we should do the year review on it. Just to be.
Yeah, I think we should, we
Okay.
should do the first one. And then after that, I really don't need to go back there. The one we reviewed in prior ones, that's not really finished yet, that one that we looked at.
Yeah,
So I would still like to do one review and then,
In this one that, this other one that we looked at was a good example of that. All right, we went back out there in a year and it wasn't done.
Right.
They weren't finished with it. Is there any way that we can amend this to say, we'll review it when the project is complete?
You can, but then staff is gonna have to go out and verify at what stage of the project it's in. Which is fine, it's completely up to you. But
Well, they have to, they have to have, they have to take out a building permit to do this. And it's gotta be known when that is done, rather than to have somebody go out there and physically look at it.
except it's not known when it's done. It's very rare that we know when these projects are done, other than the stormwater review of the erosion control practices in place. They don't notify us, we don't go out to look at it, so it'd be an unknown.
Well, the building inspector has to,
but that's for the town.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's local.
okay, so we've got kind of a duplication of efforts here with the town. And, I just don't see the reason for that. Either the town has jurisdiction over it, or we have jurisdiction
It's
over it.
different things that the jurisdiction is. The town has jurisdiction over the building inspection, which is the uniform dwelling code. We have jurisdiction over the place of the structure with regard to setbacks and stormwater and erosion control and whatever conditions the county puts on this project. So there's different responsibilities between the town and the county. They're not the same.
Yeah, well, I guess I wish there was a way that we could do this after the building was done rather than at a time,
well, unfortunately, part of what I'm guessing part of what's going on with them right now too is with the prices going up
Metal.
of everything, with the metal prices going up and the shipping issues and so on and so forth. I'm sure they planned on having it finished within a year. Most places, especially storage units, they want them up quick.
Yeah.
Because the faster they're up, the faster they're filling them.
So in this case, the one we're not on the agenda, we're probably gonna have to go back there again.
Yeah. And it seems like, it would not be unreasonable to even require notification on completion of the project. Put that in as a condition.
Would we be able to?
You could.
Rather than reviewing this after, on a specific date, require notification of completion of the project, and then we review it.
Required notification upon completion for the committee to,
Review.
Review,
The
and then
property.
that's it, that one
that
review.
would, I
Unless
think that would
something
be
major.
about the
Unless something is,
wording we would want with that, something like that.
That's good wording.
Not bad for early morning. So do we want to put something like that on these going on? I mean, we have what's going on tonight as well. I mean, or to this morning. Do we want to do that on these today?
That's my only other problem. I'm the one that brought it up, so I'm going to speak up.
Yeah.
How can we go ahead and do it on this when we get down farther? We're either gonna have to do it on all of them, or we're gonna have to.
And that was
approve this,
that's why I'm
approve
asking.
this, and
You could
like
amend the
Brian had said-
condition- You could amend the condition on the two on the agenda today, but I think it would be more appropriate to amend the policy of doing the annual review at a different meeting.
Okay,
To allow the input from the petitioner. So do
So,
we
and
want to go forward with that today, or
For
do
the
we want to
minute?
keep that in our back pocket for going forward with other?
You can amend the condition on the ones today, but as a policy, I wouldn't amend it at this meeting. I would wait till a separate meeting to have that as a completely separate agenda item
Overall or on this
Yeah.
one?
overall.
Okay,
overall.
so I would like to make a motion to amend number 3 to the wording that Chairman Hens has said. I haven't had the coffee. I've needed this one. No, to that
Oh, let's
the
see,
Winnebago
maybe.
County Planning and Zoning Committee shall it shall be required that
Actually,
Go
here, I
ahead.
can make this easy for you. Leave the wording, the Winnebago County Planning and Zoning Committee shall review this conditional use permit, strike 12 months after date of approval, and put upon completion of project. Do we need a project in there, just upon completion? I'm asking
I
the
believe
staff,
the project.
okay,
mhm.
or upon project completion, how's that?
that's still okay. I just have something else to mention.
Okay,
That still doesn't explicitly say that they are required to contact us.
Right.
Cause that's a policy.
And I would like to see that that would be in the verbiage.
okay, yeah, I'm. Let's see, so we could comma, or do we want to make a number 4 then?
Do you want to go off the record for a minute?
Yeah.
Until you
Yeah,
get it
yeah,
straightened
sorry,
out?
we're
That's
kicking,
difficult,
we're kicking your butt
that's-
on this.
Okay.
Okay, so
It shall be required that the petitioner
Let's see.
contact
inform,
Upon, okay, upon, let's see, shall review this conditional use permit. Okay, why don't we just strike the whole thing and start from scratch?
How about we put in Winnebago County Planning and Zoning shall review this conditional use permit upon notification of
Of
completion
completion
of the project.
So that's not requiring the notification.
it shall be required.
You
Yeah.
have,
yeah, you gotta change
Right,
policy.
so, okay. I have
Go
an
ahead.
idea. I have an
you
idea.
could put applicant shall notify the Winnebago
Yep.
County Planning and Zoning Department of completion of said project. P and Z committee shall review within 60 days of said completion.
What he
Should-
said.
Shall,
Yep.
yeah, I'm trying to, applicant shall notify.
Oh,
I got it.
Now I should have had that.
got it.
We like it.
I'm just trying to get it down here because we're probably gonna need it for the next one, so.
I'll have it in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
So actually, what I was gonna say is we insert that as number 3, we change number 4 to Winnebago County Planning and Zoning Committee.
I would just amend number 3.
Yep,
So we're gonna have all of that in number 3?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I got it.
all right,
Okay,
as
thank
long as
you.
you have the verbiage, we're
I
good.
got it.
Okay,
Okay, so then
So
when we
we
go back
need
on
to-
record, then is my amendment just that it would, do I change my amendment?
You would say amended as worded by,
Motion to approve and amend item or condition number 3 per discussion of committee.
Okay, sounds good.
That'll cover.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll go back on record
Oh,
then.
yeah, I was gonna say, we can start back on record with the
Okay.
motion and second, I guess.
All right.
Okay, discussion. on that.
Okay, no, but I do make a motion to,
We have a motion on the table.
okay,
You made it, he seconded it. And any discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? Okay, it passes. Yes, Shauna.
I don't need to make any more.
No, it's all covered. It's all
Okay.
covered.
That's
He's
it.
gonna have it in the minutes, so
I'm
we're,
good.
we're covered by that.
We're
Now
good
we're
on this
going
one.
to-
Okay, now we're going to the item itself.
Yep.
We amended it. Now we have to vote on the item. Any discussion on the item? Any more discussion? on the
You
item?
made the motion to
Right.
approve with an amendment.
Oh, we did, oh, it was approved with the amendment? Okay.
Yep.
I wasn't, I
Okay,
used to county board meetings.
all righty then.
All right, item number 2, storage in Black Wolf LLC, 3691 Fond du Lac Road, Town of Black Wolf, conditional use permit. Adjourned from our August 30, 2022 public hearing.
Staff report is as follows. The applicable ordinance is chapter 23. County findings. 1, the town of Black Wolf has approved. Town action is advisory due to shoreline jurisdiction. 2, town findings for approval with conditions were as follows. Town has an adopted land use plan. Action agrees with town land use plan. 3, there were no objections. 4, proposed use is compatible with adjacent uses. Recommendation is for approval with conditions. Town conditions, none. County conditions, 1, all necessary permits shall be issued prior to any construction. 2, all lighting shall be hooded or constructed in a manner that no light shines at or on neighboring property. 3, the Winnebago County Planning and Zoning Committee shall review this CUP 12 months from approval date.
Thank you. And I would like to say before we go into amending this one, perhaps because this one, the other one we went out to and it had been a year and it wasn't completed. Do we want to amend this one or do we want to leave this one as it is and go out there in 12 months? And then if need be, we can amend it to upon completion.
I would like to amend this right now and avoid that.
That's why I'm putting it out there.
Double trip.
Yeah,
Right, because otherwise you're doing it for one and not the other.
yeah.
But we
That's
did
fine.
go out after, it wasn't the Green Meadows one, the one we went out to that was partially complete.
No,
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 that
that-
was number.
It was. the
That was
second
number
year.
Oh, that's
Four.
number 4. Okay, never mind. My mistake. Too many trips to.
Too many
storage units.
storage
Same
facilities.
verbiage,
Well, obviously not. They're getting filled.
same verbiage.
So same verbiage. Actually, we're gonna put that, yes,
So the motion to approve would be with an amendment of county condition number 3, similar to the amendment made on condition number 3 of the prior conditional use permit.
okay,
I would just word it the same way.
yeah, I will accept
So
that
moved.
motion.
Second,
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on this one? Not seeing any. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passed. Item number 3. Storage in Black Wolf LLC, 3691 Fond du Lac Road, Town of Black Wolf, zoning map amendment. Adjourned from August 30, 2022, public hearing.
Staff report is as follows. Chapter 23 is the applicable ordinance. 1, the town of Black Wolf has approved. Town action is advisory due to shoreline jurisdiction. 2, town findings were as follows. Town has an adopted land use plan. Action agrees with town adopted town plan. 3, there were no objections. 4, proposed use is compatible with adjacent uses. Recommendation is for approval.
Thank you. Any discussion on this one? Just double checking and reading everything on here. So
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
second,
it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes. Number 4, my confusing one. Timothy Zeldis et al., previously Matt Ziegenhagen et al., 3956 Raymore Road, Town of Amro, review of conditional use. 21-CU-5900.
So this was a conditional use permit of personal storage units. We obviously reviewed it and on-cited it. and they weren't finished with the project. However, the units that they did have there met all the conditions that I could see as far as lighting, setbacks, and everything else, so I don't see any issues with this. Given the discussion on the prior conditional use permits, you can strike the review if you'd like. It just said one, it didn't say you had to do multiple inspections, it just had the one that you had done at the previous meeting.
So there was no pavement, there's no finishing. Do you, how you want to let that go and just not go back out there again ever? 'Cause
You
it
know,
really wasn't-
it is, and I'm trying to remember this a little bit, but I think I was thinking that some of the conditions had to do with landscaping around it.
Yeah.
There was the berm to the north, and which we
Berm.
saw,
Right off
Paving.
21, yeah.
and there was, yes, landscaping.
Do we need to go out and make sure that gets done?
That's a town condition.
Oh, that's a town condition.
So town will take
Excuse
care of
me,
that.
No, that's a good question.
Yep.
So what would happen is if they didn't meet the town condition, the town would notify them of that. If they did not bring the project into compliance, the town would send something to us requesting action on nullifying the conditional use permit.
Okay.
So
So
that's how that
there's
would work.
notification. Then we don't need to go back.
And it does, the condition didn't say you go back multiple times, it
Right.
just said one time, so there's nothing you would need to do.
Right, and the only other condition that we had was all required permits shall be
Right.
issued prior to construction. So it's not like we had,
Correct.
just trying to work our way through
No,
this.
my only
And
thought is
normally,
on it.
under normal circumstances, I would think those would have been done. But we are
Right.
not under normal circumstances, because it's all about making the money. Getting them up, getting them. The economy with metal and all that. So I don't think we have to go back, because the town will take care of all their. And then they'll notify them. So then
I'm okay with
that,
that.
that works for me. I don't know if that works
So
for
then
you.
there would be no action required from this committee at this point.
I just want to make sure that you all really think that way, that you're all happy with what you've seen. I'm just saying that because there's a lot going on right around in that area. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay with it because the town is taking some initiative here. If there's a problem, they're gonna know it.
Why would we even had it gone out there then to begin with?
That's, that's my point too. Yeah,
So,
Well,
That also was a different committee. It wasn't
yeah,
us.
I realize that, but
And now that we're talking about it, it's something we're gonna be, I'm pretty
I
sure,
think-
paying attention to going forward as well.
I think that's something we need to really look at.
so what are you recommending then?
I-
I
I
you're,
will say that Armel does a very good job. They'll follow up on all this stuff. I'm not saying any of that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that there's a lot of activity going on, have nothing to do with this whatsoever.
Right.
But previously, there was a lawsuit going on and it's still going on. And it's all over storage sheds. It's not this one whatsoever. It's just down the road some. So there's going to be a lot of neighbors in that watching. So I just want to make sure that we all feel comfortable. And when they call any of you, you say, yes, we've done it and we're happy. We're happy with where they were when we were out there.
And it's
okay,
a town issue on if they have something.
and you're okay with
And-
the route, because it seems like, yeah, that the checks and balances are there.
Mhm.
And I would say if somebody contacts you also, we were happy, we went out there, we saw it, we were happy with it.
Mm.
And that the town does have numerous conditions that they are overseeing that they
Mhm.
will enforce.
Yeah.
As much information as possible. You know how it is when you're talking with anybody that you represent.
Yeah, sure.
So to ask Brian now, why would we even had it gone out there to begin with? It's all town recommendations. It says that we have to inspect it.
It was a condition that was approved by the committee at the time of approval of this conditional use permit. That's why.
So
So if we change.
in other words, we
policy-
wouldn't really had a gone out there. If this policy gets changed going down the road, possibly.
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 Yes.
we need,
So we don't need any action
There's no
on it.
action.
oh, there's no action on this one?
All right.
All right, item number 5, second addendum to Willow Lane condominium, final plat.
So this was a previously approved under the prior zoning ordinance in R5 condominium. They now came and put lot lines around the existing single-family homes in accordance with what was approved in that prior R5 condominium plat. We approved the preliminary plat. This is the final plat. The memo is as follows. The second addendum to Willow Lane condominium. The final plat or second addendum to Willow Lane condominium has been submitted for approval. Plat conforms to preliminary plat and is entitled to approval. The recommendation is for approval. The Register of Deeds and our GIS department has approved this final plat as well.
Has the town approved this? Doesn't the town?
It's our zoning jurisdiction. This is
Yeah, but land divisions, that's not part of zoning.
No, and we received no denial from the town.
Did you receive an approval from the town?
No, anything from the town. But statutorily, we don't need town approval before the county approves it. They're two separate approval authorities. So the state statute indicates that if a final or if a preliminary plat is approved by the county, if the final plat conforms, it must be approved by the county.
I would like to postpone this until you've had a chance to reach out to the town one more time and try to obtain their approval.
We need a motion, a second, and a vote.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we postpone this until we've had an opportunity to reach out to the town and try to get their approval.
I'll
Uh,
second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the item? Is this, I want to ask Brian on this, is this typically how these move forward, or is this, I mean, do we usually wait on the
If it's a
town approval?
full-blown subdivision, we won't move forward without the town's approval. If this is an existing approved condominium,
Mhm.
the only difference is that they're now putting lot lines around the existing structures. So this is an amendment to an existing plan development district. This is not
The new,
a normal subdivision. We call it that, but that's just the language we have in the ordinance right now. So this is an amendment to an existing plan development district.
This is an unusual one. Isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, they're not asking for anything different than what was previously approved.
Right.
The previous plan development district was approved for the 4 existing structures and 1 future structure. The subdivision that they're doing is the same 5 lots.
Just with lot
Mhm.
lines.
okay,
And actually, the town will have no say over that.
Not as far as our approval.
now, in the case that we would approve it and the town for some reason wouldn't, not saying that that's going to happen, just bringing that up, then where would we be standing?
That would be between the applicant and the town.
But it'd still come back to us anyways, correct? Whether we approve it or not.
No, we're approving what is under our jurisdiction. What the town does as far as approval or denial is completely between the town and the applicant.
Great, but the motion that's made and seconded that's on the floor, no matter what the town would say, it still has to come back before the county to be approved.
If the
If we
motion,
postpone.
if the motion is successful, yes.
Right.
So here's my thought on this. Nothing's changed out there. These people still live out there. They're still
Total of 5.
total of 5,
existing-
right, right.
4 existing, 1 future.
So
4, there's 2 existing.
When they were approved, it was for 4 existing and 1 future, whether there's 1 removed. Regardless, this is an amendment to an existing piece.
it doesn't affect the people out there today, whether this gets postponed or not,
Correct. It's not expanding the use and it's not
prohibiting them from anything
prohibiting
that
and
they're
it's not
already.
increasing.
So the time element, it could go through the town.
Yeah.
Which is why I began this discussion. So we could get to a point where we would,
So I don't see any problem with that because we're not affecting building, we're not affecting, you've got it, you're gonna go to jail or something like that.
right,
We give the town a chance to have it there.
They, for the record, the town has been notified. Any public hearing item we have, the town does get notification.
All right, that's good. Okay,
What they send back to us is completely up to them. There's multiple items this committee has had where the town had no response.
no response because they don't feel they need to.
The first item on the agenda that was approved by this committee had no response from the town.
Right. We have that all the time. My question would be then, how are we going to contact the town to tell them that we postpone this and we'd like some input?
Peggy would either email or call the town clerk.
Okay,
But again, town has been notified.
okay. Do you have when?
Mailed to town March 24th of 2022. The map was emailed April 14th of 2022.
since.
I was at a town meeting out there when this came up. And they did receive the map, but there was no explanation with it. They didn't know what they were looking at. They didn't know what they were supposed to approve.
Then that map was submitted by the applicant because when we submit the information to the town, we have our explanation of what is being proposed.
Well, I'm just, we need to reach out to.
I understand that, and I'm
I-
informing you of what.
Yeah,
that's-
on
that-
What dates and what information we send to them.
Yeah, that's,
We're notified of what was taking place back in March and April.
They had did they have the map?
Yes,
They had all that.
the notification was sent March 24th, 2022, and the map was emailed to them April 14th, 2022.
So they could have asked you questions.
Yes,
And they may have gotten the map second and not put it together with what they received in March.
Hmm,
And that would be why they didn't have,
I don't.
all I can,
I-
all
I'm
I can
just
testify to is
speculating.
the dates of what we submitted to them and what was involved in that. submittal.
So at this point, I gotta go with you because there is some confusion. So let's give them one more.
any more discussion on this?
That's why I'm gonna.
All those in favor of the motion to hold this back, postpone this until the town is,
Hmm, I don't know if I want to say
No.
until the town
30
is
days.
30 days. Yeah,
Our
Postpone
next
this
meeting
until our
date
next
or
meeting.
whatever,
How's
right.
that?
okay.
that's fair.
Okay, making sure it's okay with both.
Yeah.
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 Mover and the seconder. Okay, all those in favor of that, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we'll see it again next month. And to our last item on the agenda, review and action of our 2023 annual meeting schedule. Did anybody see the schedule?
I think it's funky cool. This is a nice layout.
was looking through there and I was like, I didn't see any issues with this. I see that we have nothing around budget time.
Yeah, let's move those.
Yeah. Discussion.
Also move.
A second.
Moved and seconded, and I don't think we're gonna have any more discussion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it passes. I see nothing else on the agenda, so
I move to adjourn.
1 second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Means adjourned.